Once upon a time a man had a donkey. He had used his donkey for a long time. Finally the donkey became so old that he was presently not of any utilization for work, and his master wished to dispose of him. He took the way to Bremen, where he had frequently heard the road band playing. When he saw an old dog, he hadn't gone very far. It appeared as though the dog had traveled a great distance by panting. "My friend, why are you panting?" the donkey asked. The dog declared, "I'm too old to hunt. I was to be killed by my master. I then fled. I'm not sure how I'll get meat and bread, though." The donkey replied, "Come with me. I will perform in the Bremen band. I believe that we can easily support ourselves through music. You can play the kettle drum, while I can play the lute." They continued walking because the dog was very willing. When they saw a cat sitting in a yard, they hadn't gone very far. He seemed as depressed as the 3 days of rain. "What's wrong with you, old Tom?" the donkey asked. The cat added, "If you were in my place, you would also be sad. They want to drown me now that I'm getting old and can't catch mice. I have fled, but I am unsure of how I will survive." "Come with us to Bremen," said the donkey. "We will play in the band. Because you sing so well at night, I know you enjoy music. You also can join the band." The cat declared, "That is exactly what I would like to do." As a result, the donkey, dog, and cat all proceeded together. After a period the three came to a barnyard. There on the entryway sat a cock, crying "Cock-a-doodle-doo" energetically. "Why are you yelling so loudly?" the donkey asked. "I find I must have my head cut off so that I may serve as a dinner for Monday," the cock said. "While my head is still on, I'm crowing as loudly as I can." The donkey said, "Old Red Comb, come with us. We are going to Bremen to join the band. Your voice is excellent. You can also join." The cock replied, "That is precisely what I would like to do." Then they all set out for Bremen. At night the four companions reached a wood, where they set up camp. The donkey and the dog sat down under a huge tree. The cat climbed up on one of the branches. The cock flew to the very top of the tree, where he felt quite safe. The cock was perched atop the tree when he saw a light. "We are not far from a house," he said while calling his friends. "I'm seeing a light. For it may just be the house for us," the donkey ordered. "Let us go on." As they moved close, the light became bigger and more splendid. Finally they could see that it came from the window of a burglar's home. The tallest donkey went up and looked inside. "Those old long ears, what do you see?" the cock inquired. "What do I see?" The donkey responded, "Why, the robbers were eating their dinner, and there was plenty of food and drink on the table." The cock added, "If we had our rights, we should also be there." The donkey replied, "Yes, if only we could enter." Then, at that point, the four companions talked over what they would be wise to do to drive the looters out of the house. Finally, they devised a strategy. The donkey positioned his front feet on the window sill while standing on his hind legs. The cat climbed onto the dog, and the cock perched on the cat's head, while the dog stood on the donkey's back. The donkey made a motion, and they started all simultaneously, to make their most intense music. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat mewed, and the cock crowed, all with such force that the window pane shook and was almost broken. The robbers had never witnessed anything like it. They all rushed as quickly as they could to the wood behind the house because they thought it must have come from goblins, giants, or witches. Then our four companions hurried in and ate what the burglars had left on the table. It didn't take long, for they went about as though they had been eager for a month. At the point when the four had eaten, they put out the light, and each nodded off in the spot which he preferred the best. In the yard, the donkey slept. Behind the door was the dog. While the cock flew up on a high beam, the cat curled up in front of the fire. They before long fell sleeping soundly. At the point when everything was still and the light was out, the burglar boss sent quite possibly his boldest man back to the house. The man found the house calm, so he went into the kitchen to strike a light. He lit a match to the cat's enormous, fiery eyes because he thought they were real coals. Puss was furious to such an extent that he flew up and scratched the man's face. The thief fled for the door after being greatly terrified by this. The dog jumped up and bit him on the leg as he passed. The thief ran into the donkey in the yard and was kicked hard by it. They shook the cock on the beam. "Cock-a-doodle-doo," he yelled over the noise. The man dashed back to the robber chief as quickly as his legs could carry him. "Ah," he wept. "A wicked witch lives in that house, and she flew at me and scratched my face with long nails. I was cut in the leg by a man holding a knife by the door. A huge, black giant was in the yard, and he hit me with a wooden club. The judge, sitting on the roof, yelled, 'What did he do? What was he up to?' At the point when I heard this, I ran off as quickly as possible. The robbers never returned to the residence. The four friends couldn't leave because they liked the place so much. As far as I know, they remain there today."